Good morning, one and all. I, Mrs. V.A. Yavle, Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical Engineering, would be discussing with you all cause and effect diagram. Let's see what are the point of discussion. We would be seeing the introduction to cause and effect diagram, how to use it, steps to create a cause and effect diagram, the 6M, example of cause and effect diagram, and last, the advantages and disadvantages of cause and effect diagram. Cause and effect diagram is also known as a fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. It is also called as cause and effect diagram, herringbone diagram, or these are also known as causal diagrams created by Karo Ishikawa that shows the potential of a specific event. A fishbone diagram, as the name suggests, mimics a skeleton. The underlying problem is placed as the fish head, and the causes extend to the left as the bones of the skeleton. The ribs branch off the back and denote major causes, while sub-branches branch off to the causes and denote the root causes. These causes mimic the bones of the fish skeleton. The construction of the fish bone can branch off to as many levels as it indicated to determine the causes of the underlying problem. The steps to create a cause and effect diagram are identify and clarify the problem, state the problem objective, use the 6M category man, machine, method, material, measurement, and mother nature. Brainstorm the causes for each category, identify the most significant causes, and then define the risk response plan. The 6M, as we have discussed, influence the variation in all process and serve as the six main bones of the fish bone. So see, you can see here, the problem is the head of the fish and the 6M are the six main bones of the fish bone diagram. The 6M in detail are manpower, that is the operational or functional labor of people engaged in the design and delivery of the project. This is considered a fairly rare cause of a given problem. Typically, if manpower is identified as a cause of an unwanted effect, it's often a factor of another 6M method, a production process, and its contributing service delivery process. Frequently, processes are found to have too many steps, sign-offs, and other activities that don't contribute or create much value. When not streamlined, simplified, and standardized, process can be confusing and hard to follow. Machine, system, tools, facilities, and equipment used for production, often machine tools and facilities with their underlying support systems, are mismanaged or incapable of delivering a desired output due to technical or maintenance issues. The various materials like the raw material, component, consumable needed to design a product come under the material category. They are often mismanaged by the way of being incorrectly specified, mislabeled, stored improperly, out of date, among various other factors. Environment. In environmental factors, there are some unpredictable and uncontrollable factors, and some factors are controllable and they can be managed. So we have to identify those and see if they are one of the cause. Measurement, manual or automatic inspection and physical measurement, distance, volume, temperature, pressure, etc. At times, measurements can be inconsistent, making it hard to use the data from repeated conclusions that help nail down a consistent cause. I take each of the main categories and brainstorm possible causes of the problem. Explore each one to identify more specific causes. Continue this branching until every possible cause has been identified. Where a cause is complex, we can break it down to sub-causes, which will show lines coming off each cause. We have taken here an example. Suppose the example is late for work. So the reason can be various, people associated with it, the different method associated with it, measurement categories associated with it, materials, environment, and machine. We have to identify each of this, try to remove those causes so that the main cause or the main reason for being late could be avoided and we can reach on time for our work. The cause and effect diagram has various advantages. Help identify cause and effect relationships. It facilitates brainstorming discussions. It encourages broad thinking, keeping teams from limited thinking patterns. It also enhances the process of asking why so that it helps to drill down to more root causes and find a solution for it. It helps prioritize relevant causes so underlying root causes are addressed. But though the method has so many advantages, it also has some disadvantages. Sometimes the brainstorming can produce irrelevant potential causes along with the relevant ones. Complex diagrams with multiple factors can lead to a jumbled mess, and fish diagrams can lend themselves to divergent approach. Suppose, for example, if we have a fishbone diagram which has 40 potential causes, the team will be left feeling that the problem is too big to handle. So, with this, I would like to end today's discussion. I hope all of you have understood the basics of creating cause and effect diagram with the help of 6M and what are the advantages and disadvantages of the 6M diagram. Thank you.